All right.
What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense and Jamie. That's me.
Hey, y'all. Hey, what's up? Thanks for
I
joining
asked,
us.
thank you for joining us. I asked my girl to be here just because we're about to go deep. Um, we're definitely about to go now. Lily, I am starting. Lily, you
Hey,
start.
Lily.
Hold on, I'm hearing. Okay, it's my own thing. I had something playing in the background. Okay, so a lot has gone on in the last week, like a whole lot. And Jamie has been one of those people that is around for it all. I really do appreciate and value the friendship that we are building.
Yeah,
Uh,
me too.
so this one's gonna be tough, guys. um, I'll start from the beginning, and then we'll move into kind of like the Mia Jacqueline stuff, and then finish. But this is gonna be actually what I have gone through in a 7 day period.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I think that you guys should not know all this stuff because I'm coming and I'm putting on a show. But I'm giving you guys behind the scenes. I know there's a lot of YouTubers who watch me. I know that you're about to see some behind the scenes stuff. It involves Bravo celebrities. It involves what my real life has been going like. And a lot of people just see me smiling and happy all the time, and they think
Mm-hmm.
that everything is great. And in all honesty, it has been rough. My life has been extremely rough for the last few weeks. So this is actually a life update mixed in with some tea that y'all are about to get.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
like the video as my intro plays, and we're gonna get right into it. A little levity before we start.
Right.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. That's all. 1 and 1 got to equal 2.
Make it make sense, boo.
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
You know how I feel. Sun in the sky.
Old school Wendy gets me every time. So I let's start from the beginning. If you follow me, you know that I have taken the path of caregiving. My sister told me she's okay with me talking a little bit about what's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
My sister is one of the most important people in my life. Love her to death. I'm super close to my family, even though they begin on my nerves sometimes. And she is one of the smartest people that I know, one of the most capable people that I know, and she just got sick. And whatever is going on with her, it happened real quick. And literally, my family has scrambled to make sure that we're helping in every way that we can in the recovery and letting her know just how much we love her and support her. So that's like a little bit of the background. Last week, Wednesday, um, I took my niece to the airport. And I took my niece to the airport because she was going to go and meet her. I believe he's 2 years old. He might be a little less than two. Her nephew that she had never met before. And he was being taken off life support. So, as her uncle, I've been around for this girl since I was buying her Barbie heels.
Mm.
Click clack heels. You put her hair in a
Yes.
little ponytail, get her some click clack heels and a a little vest, and you couldn't
Yes.
tell her she wasn't everything. That's how long she's been my road dog, and now she's a young lady, but she was going to do something that could take out a person 4 times her age. That was
Mm.
some real stuff she was about to go through. So I had to like be the adult. And even though my heart was like bleeding for her, I had to keep her spirits up, keep her mind off what she was going through, let her know that we were all here for her, lifting her up, and call and check on her. So she goes to the airport and she does her big girl thing, and excuse me, she handles it as well as can be expected. So that was last Wednesday. I told you guys this is going to be highs and this is going to be lows. So my sister had, some appointments, and I finally saw, and I told her this, I finally see a path out of what you've been going through. So I was so happy for her. You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's been months now. We don't have answers, doctor visit after doctor visit. Caregiving is not easy, but being the patient is not easy either.
It's not.
It's not. And she's one of the most capable people that I know. Like, this is the girl, you need something done, she's gonna do it. Between her and my oldest sister, they will get it done. If you put them on world hunger, they probably would figure out some things. Like, that's just what it is with my two sisters. And my older sister is also extremely smart. So we're all struggling to make sure she's loved. My mom is helping. Everybody, is
Yeah.
helping. And I start to see a path. And I had been going through my own, down. I have my good days, my down days. YouTube actually helps. Like, it's like stupid mess and gossip and stuff like that. It takes me away from what I'm going through day
Yeah.
to day. And I'm also still working my real job.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like nonstop. I'm choosing this 7-day period because it's a whole lot more. So in addition to that, I get an email from a brand, a very large brand that wants to work with me. So your boy is like, okay, I got to get back in the gym because I haven't really been doing the gym. You guys know, if you follow me, that I used to be doing the gym like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get back in the gym because that's another high. You know what I mean? So I'm dealing on a super low, high about my sister, high about this brand that wants to work with me. Jamie knows this. I shared that.
Yep.
Super, super excited. And then I had told you guys that I was going to be having a exclusive interview. I announced this. Jamie was there on my birthday. I got the email that said, I got the interview. It was going to be with a Bravo celebrity. So, I am in talks with that Bravo celebrity, right? So we're kind of doing like pre-interviews, and we can't lock down like the schedule, right? So that was, a little disconcerting to me, but I really appreciated getting to know this person. Actually super, super nice. And let's start on the Mia stuff real quick. So I got a little flack from Mia reaching out to me. And for me personally, guys, I know you didn't like it. When Mia told me that she actually appreciated my fairness, Mia doesn't mess with me like that. She really doesn't. She does.
Yeah, I remember you believing that she was trolling you.
Rima.
So yeah.
Mia is Rima. I mean, but I can appreciate that she sees that I'm fair. She knows this game, right? All of these reality stars, they know that there's going to be people like me who root for them or don't root for them. It is what it is. But it was good to know that somebody on the cast saw me. And even though I was not for them, because I ate Mia alive a lot of times, it was dope to know that she recognized that I'm shady but fair. So for me, guys, when she reached out, I'm not gonna lie, I reached out to an attorney. Just
I
saying.
didn't know that.
Well, I'm your boy's no dummy. I asked the attorney, can I be served via Instagram DM? And he said, no, fool. Open the message.
I didn't think so. I was so confused when I first saw it. I was, go to somebody else when she posted. I was like, what the hell, girl? This is unofficial.
So I had like a lot of DMs from Mia, like a lot. And I had a whole thing planned. Everything had been lining up for me. I had my interview coming up. My interview with Tony had come out It did really well. I
Yeah.
developed a rapport with Tony. Again, shady but fair. You know what I mean? I enjoyed Tony. I enjoyed Tita, my first big interview.
Mm-hmm.
But it felt I got a lot of heat for doing that video about Mia. But when Mia reached out to me, she basically told me that she wanted her side out. I wasn't gonna be foolish enough to think that she was gonna interview with me. I don't think that she messes with me like that. But it was dope that she realized because she could have dropped those receipts that she had on Tony with anybody else. She chose me. I had done the story. And guys, my integrity means a lot. I'm doing this YouTube thing different than a lot of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you guys support me, but it means a lot that somebody who doesn't necessarily like you is going to say,
Respect you.
respects my shady but fair mantra.
Mm-hmm.
So, she sent me a lot of stuff, guys. Like she sent me a whole lot of stuff, and I did not show you everything because I'm not in the business of exposing people just to expose people. But behind the scenes, I actually talked to Tony and I talked to Jacqueline, and I'm like, I'm gonna run this story. It's gonna be fair because that's just who I am. So I ran the story. I extracted some yeah, Elias Tata said, please hit the like button. I don't know where we are on likes. We got about 400
Yeah.
people in here. Let's see. We only got
That's good.
150 likes, y'all.
And he's spilling his life out. Oh no. Oh no. Let's see if we can get that up. I'm sure we can get it up. Y'all trying to get the T on Mim's life and not hit the support button. Come on, guys. Just a little
So
bit. Tap.
She reached out, sent me that stuff. I ran the story. I did not run everything. And hope she understood. She had already leaked stuff to other blogs allegedly. So if she wanted that, I said in the video, go ahead and leak it through them. But I'm not doing that. And after that, so I got my endorsement, which I'm still working on. I need another PR person who can draw up something for me so that I can send them back to the company. So I'm operating on highs. I talked to the person who I'm supposed to do the interview with. And again, we're not locking down a specific time, but we're having like pre-interviews. We have a really good rapport. And so I'm happy. I mean, as happy as can be expected because my sister is always, in my head. I want to make sure she's happy. I'm gonna go get her some cupcakes. I'm gonna go. We'll get into the sweets. I'm gonna go get her some cupcakes. What you want? What you want to eat? So Wednesday rolls around, and I'm still churning out content. I had reached out to the person I was supposed to interview Tuesday because I had decided that I believe in myself and I believe in my channel. I was actually going to put money into that interview and promote it on major blogs. We were going to break the internet. And so I sent the message. I hadn't received anything back.
And this is the message to Jacqueline, right?
This is to Jacqueline because the interview was supposed to be with Jacqueline. So Wednesday, my sister calls me before I go live and she says, my other sister has to go back to the hospital. Now my heart sinks, but she says, don't worry. They're not admitting her. We don't know if they're admitting her yet. Don't worry. It's probably just to run some tests. And for me personally, I take it personally when there's a setback with her health. You know what I mean? Like I have to put on a very brave face because I'm not the sick one, but internally, it really breaks me down because I want her to be well.
Yeah.
I really, really love this lady.
Oh.
And so I go on to do my live, and let me tell you, this was one of the dopest lives because I had a few older ladies in it, and I told a joke. Me and my mom and my sister, they're all much older than me. But we joke and we play. Like my biting tongue, that probably came from them. And So in the live, I tell the joke because my mom and sister had like an inside fight on my mom's birthday, and she was like, "You in your fourth quarter," and it was like, "Well, no, you in your third quarter," and it was
Oh my
just
God.
like it was a fight, and so I told that joke, and my chat lit up. Every person over the age of 50 wore me out, and it really like completely made me forget about what I was going through. It completely made me forget about what I was going through. Like one lady was even like, I can't have babies no more. So when I do it, it's for fun.
Okay.
Love her to death. My favorite person is a woman over the age of 50 who likes who likes to have a little refreshment and maybe a pack of cigarettes and loves bingo or the casino. That's my favorite people. That's who I could hang out with night after night after night. So we had like a real talk, and it was about like trans issues and just like
Mm,
real kitchen table talk, which is where my channel will move to. I
mhm,
love the Bravo stuff. I love like, the gossip and stuff. I'm going to do that, but I'm also going to be doing stuff like this cuz I really
mhm,
get to connect with people with these kind of kitchen table talks. Um and so we had a good old time. A whole bunch of people who never called in. We had a good time. After the live was over, if you're a caregiver, the first thing you're always checking is your phone for
mhm.
text calls. So I'm I don't see anything about my sister yet. So okay, so my levels are down. I'm okay. Um, but then I go to my phone to share my video, to
Mhm.
share it to social media, and I see Carlos King has gotten the Jacqueline interview,
Mm.
and like, let me tell you guys this. I knew that Carlos could potentially get that interview, right? I've been in talks with Jacqueline for a minute. She approved my interview. She's a really nice lady. Like actually in real life, a
I
really
believe
nice
that.
lady. Don't let the whole stuff with Mia like fool you. She's a really nice lady, but I'm a realist. I'm more logical than I am emotional. That's how I can
Mhm.
come out and like put pieces together for you guys for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. For me personally, I put a lot of work into getting that interview, that exclusive. I announced it to you guys. I got a PR person to draw up everything because there were official things that had to go to Bravo. And I couldn't even be mad. I couldn't be mad because I like Jacqueline. I love Tita, her sister. I'm glad to have known Tita, to have gotten to know her.
Mhm.
That lady is amazing. Shout out to her. If you haven't subscribed to Tita Talks, subscribe to Tita Talks. And even check out Jacqueline's podcast. She has a podcast.
Yeah.
So it made sense that Jacqueline would go through it
Carlos.
made sense that she would go through Carlos because there's a lot of connections that can be made. And
Mhm.
as I'm a consummate professional in my real life. I'm a business person. And the business person inside of me completely understood, but I'm human. And I was a little disappointed. But the same thing I tell Jamie and Scotty and all my friends, because we have like a circle of people who
Mhm.
report about each other, you have to pivot. In the business world, DOA is not being able to pivot. And so I'm scrambling. In the back of my head, I'm still worried because I don't want my sister to get admitted into the hospital. And now I have this, and it was like, guys, what do I do? I'm sure she said I'm going to get the interview, but I need to make sure that I'm doing the interview for my subscribers. So I need to make sure, like, what do I do?
Mhm.
Um, do I didn't know what to do. That's why I reached out to two of my closer YouTube people,
Mhm.
Jamie included, and we're all kind of like brainstorming, like, well, what do I do? Um, I can't. I'm not the kind of content creator who will come out and do a soundbite interview. A soundbite interview, this is behind the scenes, is where Access Hollywood, E News, those people, Entertainment Tonight, those people don't care what is discussed. They just want to make sure that they secure an interview with a celebrity. And oftentimes, if you watch most of those interviews, the celebrity has specific sound bites and specific points that they will replay over and
Address.
over,
Mhm.
and you'll hear it. And so that's not what I want. You know what I mean? So I'm disappointed. I'm a little hurt, but I understand because I want her to succeed. At this point, I have a rapport, and I feel really bad that her name has been drugged through the mud on
Mhm.
RHOP.
Yeah.
And so, Jamie, Jamie is funny. I haven't asked the other person if I can mention them in the story, so I'm not going to mention their name. But that person is funny as well, and everybody's cracking jokes and really trying to keep my mind off of it and keep my mind off my sister potentially being admitted back into the hospital.
Mhm.
We'll get into a little bit more behind the scenes with Jacqueline after I finish this part of the story. So um I'm working through these emotions, but I'm a person who eats my emotions. So I am literally at Whole Foods because that's the only place in my city open at this point of night that sells good
Good
cupcakes.
co-
So I then bought myself a 6 pack of cupcakes while I'm on the phone with Jamie, while we're trying to brainstorm, while I'm just trying to like hope and pray that my sister don't get admitted. I get a phone call from my mom. Now I have three-way these two people, these two YouTubers, and I can't hang up. Plus, I don't want the call saying she's admitted. So I'm like, y'all, I'm just gonna go ahead, hurry home, eat a couple cupcakes, put on some sweats in case I need to head to the hospital. And they're being, Jamie and them are being very supportive. If I tell you, my mom calls back and I'm like, I gotta go. The caregiver has when you understand caregiving, you understand that every phone call needs to be answered. And if
Mhm.
you miss a call, you're calling back like that. I get I answer the phone and I'm like, hey mommy, what's up? And she tells me that my grandmother is at her house and she's being resuscitated. And I'm what? Like what do I do with this? Like what? So I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, call me back when you get some more information. We'll figure out what's going on with my sister at the hospital. Some of us will stay, other ones will figure out a way to make it to Louisiana,
Mm.
right? Because my grandmother was like my aunt and uncle's like life. She had been struggling with dementia for a while, and I had literally just had an argument, not argument, but when I want something, I want something.
Mhm.
My aunt just last week, who is her caregiver, was saying that she was tired. And so I was like, find me some CNAs in your city, get me the rates, because she's the sole caregiver, 24/7 for my grandmother.
Mhm.
And dementia is a hell of a disease. Dementia will have you thinking that you can turn on the stove and do coffee and stuff like that. And so I don't even know a fraction of what it's like to caregive for somebody 24/7, 7 days a week for years. Right. But
Mhm.
I do know that if I have it to give, it's yours. So you give me some CNA rates. And she was reluctant. No, that's my mama and I got to take care of her. And I'm like, somebody said they need to roll a blunt. You
Not
don't
roll a
even,
blunt.
y'all keep in mind, this is just a 7 day period. This is what my life is like. It's just a 7 day period. So, and I'm sorry, I saw some super chats, but I really want to get through this part of the story because it's it goes way deeper.
Yeah.
So, we just talked, and she didn't tell me this, but I found out that she was, after we talked, more comfortable with getting a CNA, and that kind of stuff. Old Louisiana people are not really trying to hear somebody my age telling them what to do and
Mhm.
stuff like that. But I knew if she was, crying and not sleeping because my grandmother's sleep patterns had changed, and she also has a job let me do what I can to help. Let me see what we can work around, get you a CNA for at least a few days out of the week. So back to my mom. So I'm driving, y'all, and by this time my nerves are bad. I didn't opened up them cupcakes. I didn't disinfect my hands. I've already eaten 2 cupcakes, and I don't live that far from Whole Foods.
Mm.
Um, she calls back and says that my grandmother passed away, and I'm just like, I need a minute. Like, I I don't have it. I don't have anything left to give.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who goes, who makes their way to Louisiana? Who's going to stay to make sure that my sister doesn't get admitted, because she's still ever present in my mind. Don't get me wrong. My grandmother is too, but it's like, I'm going there to support my aunts and uncles. I need to be here to make sure that my sister knows she's supported, because
Yeah.
what is that mindset? You think you're starting to feel better, and then you're right back in the hospital. So that's really where both were where my focus was, but I can't focus on anything because I'm spent. I'm depleted. I've had every high and every low that you can imagine. Right? Like, this is just 7 days, y'all.
Mhm.
Just last Wednesday I'm taking my niece to the airport. That's why I started the story there. Just last Wednesday I'm taking her to the airport to you know to go see her nephew before he passes away, the 2-year-old. And now I'm sitting here. I'm parked because I can't even like drive, and I'm just like, Mama, let me know if you need me for anything. And she was like, no. And I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and call my aunts and stuff like that. Be there for them. Let me know what you figure out. So I haven't even gotten home, and she calls me back and she goes, well, I'm gonna drive to go tell my older sister. And I'm like, my mom is not. She shouldn't be driving in the dark.
Mhm.
So I'm like, no, I'm going. I'll do that. And then I get to the house, and she's very sad. And I'm like, okay, hey, how are you doing? And she starts talking, and she goes, I guess you heard the news. And I said, yeah. And we're talking, and she makes a comment like, what did she say? She made a comment like, I feel so bad for her, something like that. And I'm like, I'm not. You feel so bad for her. I said, I don't think we're talking about the same thing. And she
Mhm.
goes, you're talking about my sister being admitted back into the hospital. And I'm like, no, because we thought it was just for some tests. We did
Yeah.
not know that she would be admitted. And so I'm like, okay.
Mm-mm.
Um, and I said, no, I need to tell you something else. And, I share the news with her. And, she breaks down like anybody would. At this point, I haven't cried. I haven't cried yet. I don't even know what I don't have it in me. I don't even know. So, we talk a little bit about what this looks like. Do we figure out a way to go to Louisiana tonight? Who's going to be there physically at the
Hospital.
hospital with my sister? And I don't know. We just all go to bed.
Mm.
No, my uncle. We get another text message from my aunt, and my uncle is now being worked on by the paramedics. They're thinking he's having a heart attack because all of his numbers are like through the roof. And I have nothing left. Like, I really, at that point, I had nothing left to give anything or anybody. And I stay awake until we get news that the paramedics have done whatever they needed to do on my uncle, and he's okay. And then we go to bed, and then, life goes on, but it doesn't really, right?
Mhm.
Life doesn't really go on. And I felt it was important to come out and have these kind of conversations, because you literally never know what the next person is going through.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people see me and I'm smiling and stuff like this, and I'm usually pretty happy and stuff. And I am that person, but I'm going through like some real stuff. Like the
Yeah.
disappointment in that interview completely out the door. Like grand scheme, it's not the end of the world. My channel has grown organically. I've done an interview with 100,000 views, well, total for Tita, 150,000 views. My channel has really taken off. I'm so thankful and happy that people choose to spend their time with me, because that's really
Mm-hmm.
what it's about. Any new YouTuber who thinks that they can just kind of like emulate what somebody else has done, that will never work, because really it's just about the connection that you have with your subs.
Mm.
And so that's why it's so important for the integrity aspect. Um, we're gonna get into more of the backstory in a little bit about like the Jacqueline stuff. But how are you? Because I know this one was a hard one to even ask anybody to do with me, but I needed
Support.
something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just here supporting you. Moral, emotional support as you share this with your subbies, because I was there on the phone with you when you got that call about your grandma. And that was just, you know, that was really crazy for me, because I'm like, dang, I'm like, Mim's going through a lot. I'm hearing this about your sister. And like, I'm like, dang, he just told me like everything was going great with her. Like, she's fine. We have good news. And then we hear this about
Not
your
fine,
grandma.
but she was
Well,
better.
yeah,
She was
yeah. She was
path.
getting better. She was
Yeah.
better than what she was. Yes, and she was out of the hospital and stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking, okay, this is really good. I felt like you had a little bit of a reliever, just a little bit, you know. And then the situation happened with the interview, and I was like, oh, I thought she was supposed to be doing that interview with Mims. And then you called me like that night, and you was like, my feelings a little hurt. And I'm like, well, you're entitled to have your feelings hurt. Yeah. You can feel that way. You're human. You're supposed to feel. And yeah, we talking about that, talking you through that situation. And, like you said, brainstorming, trying to come up with something for your subbies. And then this call came about your grandma, which was just like, I really was like, what the heck is going on? First of all, this is just horrible news. But it's just a series of news that you keep getting back to back, and just knowing that you've been dealing with stuff for like a long time, just as a caregiver. And, we've had conversations when it comes to work and all of that. And it's a lot. It's a lot. I definitely believe that, I mean, we all know that things get better over time, but I truly believe you have some things on the way to you. My mama always say it's a blessing on the other side. It's just about how you go through the struggle. And we can never really fully prepare ourselves for stuff like this. But I think that you are handling things the best that you can. Take it day by
Right now,
day.
I'm going through this struggle with some organic margarita mix, some Grand Marnier,
Uh,
and some
I don't know.
Casamigos.
I mean, well,
That wasn't in the Bible.
it
That's
wasn't.
not
I'm
what
gonna
the
let you
mom was
slide on.
talking about.
I mean, it was either gonna be that or some more cupcakes, one or the other. But yeah, like it's definitely going to get better in time. And what I just really admire the most when it comes to you is just your transparency. Because I'll be honest, I'll probably just, girl, y'all won't see me for a few days. I'm down, girl. I'll come back when I'm up. Don't play, girl. I'll see y'all later. But it's just like, this is what your subbies want, because I do feel like a lot of people want to feel connected, and also they want to see that you are, relatable. And they don't want to, I feel like your true subbies, they're not gonna want to be around for just the ups. They gonna want, like, they grow with you too, so they're gonna want to be there for all of that. And these are like notes that I should take for myself. So I really like, I respect that. I appreciate like the transparency that you give, because it takes a lot to come on here and say that. Just let everybody in on what's been going on with your life. Because I also feel like a lot of times people find a reason to say anything negative. It don't matter what you're talking about. So I think it's a good thing. I think you're gonna find it to be very therapeutic that you kind of let some of this out and you shared it with them. You know,
Well, I appreciate that. Damien
of
definitely was
course.
there. Um, Gabor has been there, and sometimes I feel bad when I'm talking to him, because I'm like, if talking day to day, it's just been a lot. And every time I talk to him, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is something else happened. You know what I mean? And he's
Yeah.
been there to show support. And sometimes you just want to come out and say something good. You know what I mean? Like I was so
Mhm.
excited to tell him about the endorsement and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But those kind of conversations are so few and far between
Mhm.
that it gets it gets hard. But I got some super chats. Lynn says, sending you love, you're amazing. Thank you, Lynn. Lynn has been here since like day one.
That's what's up.
Uh
Come on,
Tony
true
Henderson
subby.
says, hey Mims, I can't watch the whole live. I'll watch the replay. Wanted to send some Friday love, praying for you and your family. Much love. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Q says, sending love to the hardest working man on YouTube. Thanks, Q. Child, I do work.
Yes, you
Tony
do.
says, oh, and that pillow in the intro took me out. There's two. I mean, there's a pillow and a blanket.
Is that what that was? It was. I saw
The
the one where the
preacher
person got
threw a
knocked out at the. That
that's
was
a
the
blanket. That's
preacher.
a weighted blanket.
Oh my god, that was the preacher that threw that.
The preacher threw a weighted blanket at the woman's face, but right before that, it's a preacher who was throwing a pillow at a parishioner like a ninja. I was like,
No, not they cutting
yeah.
up in the pulpit.
Thank you, Tony. Tia says, sending much love and prayers for you and your family. I appreciate that, Tia. Bougie on a Budget says, I enjoy this channel and your commitment. Hugs. I need a hug, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bougie. Voluptuous says, sending you love and positivity and light. Y'all don't know. I had came out with this story because after I started talking about caregiving, the amount of people who DM me, who told me that they have been going through it, gave me support. I gave them support. People are going through stuff every day, loss
Mhm.
of life and stuff like that. And just because my stuff seems to be happening, I'm not even telling y'all all the stuff. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
There's more to this, but I can't. I don't have the bandwidth to go there. I just chose to give you guys a 1 7 day period, just so that you could see like people are really going through stuff. The people who troll me and are nasty is like, do you realize that I'm just giving you my commentary on something like a Bravo show?
Right.
You get so angry with me, and somebody had told me, somebody had said something like, you're looking tired and older than your age or something like that.
What?
Maybe you should take a break. And I'm like, okay, so let's
Girl.
deep let's delve into that. And so I treat YouTube like a getaway, but it's also a business. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. YouTube right now has been a blessing to me because I can bless other people and I
Mhm.
can help support my family in a way that I would not have been able to otherwise. Right? So no, I'm not gonna stop. A, this is like a release from me, and B, it has helped my family. So why would I? You know what I mean?
Right.
Is I'm not gonna stop my real job because I have to. Don't get me wrong though. After my sister gets a clean bill of health, I'm gonna go into some form of therapy.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to do that. But for now, I'm on the grind. I have to work. I gotta work. What did Jocelyn say? Because that's the only thing I know how to do.
All right.
I think I'm the only person who listens to her actual songs. That was the start of the song. Hey Stevie, I'm gonna work because that's the only thing I know how to do. And then she proceeds to get in that rented Lamborghini and move on. Okay, thank you, Voluptuous. Fatima says, praying for you and your family. Happy to see you and Jamie there to support you. There's so much love and community here in these YouTube streets. That's what I've been trying to build this whole time, y'all. Like an actual community of people who we care about each other.
Mhm.
Oops. Hey Jamie, love you and your content too,
Thank
Tony.
you, Tony.
Black Swan says, Mims, being a caregiver is rewarding, can take a lot out of a person. Take care of yourself as well. I was a caregiver for my mother. Thank you, Black
Mm.
Swan. And there's something about the connection that you have with the family member that you're that you are caregiving for.
Mhm.
I've always been close to my sister, but I have never felt closer to her than I do now because we have been forced to be extremely vulnerable with each other.
Mhm.
Um, and that has strengthened our connection. So it's crazy to say I got something out of this, but I did. I have like an even stronger bond with my sister now. Um, let's see. Love7829 says, "You are one of the few sincere YouTubers out there. I pray healing for your sister, and I pray God assist you with his peace that surpasses all understanding." Thank you, love. I think I got a couple more, and then we can move on to some of those conversations that I had with like the Jacquelines and the Mias and the
Mhm.
Tonys and stuff. AJ30 says, "My condolences to you and your family members. We love you." Thank you, AJ. And I really do love you guys too. You guys literally choose to spend your time with me, and that means
Mhm.
everything to me. Danielle, oh, I know this, Danielle. She says, "Love you, boo, praying for you and your family." Thank you, Danielle. Uh, Me and Danielle had some fun nights singing Future. What was that Future song? Something about some old man bought you a Beamer or something. Would you have to? It was like his first big single. Turn off the
Um.
lights or turn the lights on, turn the lights off or something like
Oh,
that.
I remember that song. I know what you're talking about. I can't catch the.
I
Come on,
Yeah,
Deborah Cox. I
okay.
don't know if I
But
could catch the
Danielle, put it
rhythm.
in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Yeah.
She knows the whole verse. And I then had this good margarita. Thank you so much, Danielle. I appreciate that. I think I got one more. Dina says, "You have a great energy and spirit, and I pray for your peace and comfort." I got some more, but okay, so I'm gonna go through more of the super chats in a minute. So in terms of like the
Mhm.
Jacqueline stuff, why I'm not upset. I'm not upset because I understand. And after I watched the interview with Carlos King, I did not know that she quit her real job. So I'm not gonna anything that's off the record will remain off the record for Mia,
Yeah.
for Jacqueline,
Everybody.
for Tony, for Tita, for whomever. But I got this from the interview that she had quit her real job, and what I knew about her job was that she had a really lucrative, career. And so when I heard her say that she was now going to be doing like podcasting and I think like something else in media, to me, I couldn't be mad at that because the business person in me is like, that makes sense that you're with Carlos. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
when and Carlos also said something about he had reached out to her manager. So to me, that says if you have a manager who sees, a YouTuber and then somebody like Carlos who is a producer and a YouTuber, it
Mhm.
only makes logical sense that you're going to go with that person. So that's why I couldn't be mad. Plus, I like her as a person. So,
And you like Carlos.
um,
I know you've expressed
yeah, I
that to
would
me a
love to.
lot. Yeah.
I would love, Jacqueline. If you see this, go ahead and let Carlos know. I would like to. It would be a dope collaboration, me and Carlos.
Yeah. That would be
So I
fun.
got it. So she said that she had quit her job or something like that, and she's now, I think, a podcaster and doing something else in media. It made sense,
Mhm.
but behind the scenes, I had told her that I would not see an issue technically with her working on her relationship with Mia. Now, this
Mhm.
was me telling her as an outsider, just somebody who I have friends. My oldest friend I've had since kindergarten. Hey, Natalie, if you're watching. I met her in kindergarten. And although we've never done stuff grimy to each other, I have had friends do stuff grimy to me. You have family members do stuff that's grimy to you. But if there's love there and there's somebody that's willing to change, by all means, fix your stuff. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
we had that talk, mostly me talking about that. You know what I mean? And I even told her, if you talk to me or whatever, let her know, use these comments as a barometer for what people want to see. People don't want to see like the sexual stuff and stuff like that. Use that and make those changes and tweaks if you get to come back on the show. And we talked about a lot of stuff. I knew that Carlos was an option for her at that point
Mhm.
for the interview. But again, I'm not saying that I won't get the interview with her, but how it gets interviewed and what it would have to be like new information because I want you to succeed. I'm telling you guys, go and support her podcast. You know what I mean? It's a black woman trying to do her thing who was an injured party on national television. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Definitely go
Mm-hmm.
support her, check her out.
I believe it's
Um,
called the Besties Chat. I think that's what it's called.
there
The
you go.
podcast.
Um, yeah, I'm not mad. I get it. The business side of me definitely gets it. So we got a few more super chats. Satra, thank you so much. Carol says, Mims, you are my friend in my head. Sending love and prayers your way. Thank you, Carol. Carol, you never really know what'll happen because Jamie was my friend in my head and now she's my friend in real life. You literally
Come
never
on,
know, Carol.
manifestation.
L'Oreal, thank you so much for the super sticker. Satra says, I'm a caregiver as well to 3 family members.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Prayers to you and your family. You deserve 3 wives. Well, all right. Just call me Simon.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Satra.
Oh,
I really appreciate that. Nicole says, glad to
and
hear
Mims
therapy is in the
Guabadia.
plan.
I'm sorry.
I'd rather be Mims Williams. She got the real money.
Oh, wait. Oh, you're right. Do like Fallon did when she gave that man her last name. Yeah. Get the Williams off portion.
Glad to hear therapy is in the plans. Take care of yourself. Can't pour from an empty cup. Now, Nicole, so many people in my like real life have been telling me that. Guys, I have to grind. Right now, I have to grind. I have to succeed at my real job. I have to grind. I have to do YouTube. Again, it has afforded me the ability to not only help my family in ways that I couldn't before, but other people.
True.
YouTube has truly been like a blessing to me, and that's why I want to pass it on. I intend to do like a whole channel dedicated to like the homeless and
Mm-hmm.
giveaways and stuff like that. I'm gonna do that channel. Now it will be a little bit probably on this channel until I get that other channel up and going. But yeah, that whole toy drive for the kids and stuff like that. Yes, all that is on the way. Trust me. Scotty. Oh, hey, Scotty.
Hey, Scotty.
He says, 2 of my favorite people in the world. It's good to see how much we really do support one another and have real
Absolutely.
friendships with each other.
Absolutely.
People said it couldn't be done.
Absolutely. Yeah.
People said you can't trust them
I know.
on YouTube. But
And I need them dates, Scotty. I know you said end of April, but hit my DM. I can't remember the date.
So even with Tony, people wanted to know what happened with Tony. Now, Tony was Peter's ex-girlfriend. And I like Tony. I like Tony from the pre-interview. Something about her was like somebody who I would hang out with. Actually, Jacqueline too. Super smart, funny, pretty people like them. I would hang out with them. But after that interview, I talked to somebody who was a content creator, and they were like, if you were going to be shady but fair, you got to be shady but fair. It's not fair to conduct an interview about somebody and then turn around and have that person back on your show like within a couple of days. You know what I mean? And then at that point, Mia had contacted me. So, you know, I might do something with Tony in the future, but in terms of reporting on that story, I couldn't be impartial and take sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all already knew how I felt about what Mia had done on television, but this was behind the scenes. Another thing, somebody was like, you are trying to, somebody said, you are trying to stifle us and telling us what we can and can't say. And I'm like, wait,
What?
there is not another content creator on YouTube who gets an interview with a hot person or a hot topic and tells their members, you guys can send me questions and I will integrate those questions into an interview. There's not another person on YouTube who does that. You find them and you tell me that's something specific that my members get on my channel. So I was kind of like taken aback, like, wait, what do you mean I'm stifling you and I'm stopping you from having an opinion? In my chat, if I tell you not to be disrespectful to somebody who's my guest, that's just that. I'm one of the easiest going YouTubers. I don't even have people delete comments.
And that was a member that said that?
No, they weren't a member.
Oh, I'm gonna say, oh, dang, coming for your head top. Wow.
So yeah, that trying to like check me about my interview. This is inside. It is extremely hard for a content creator at my level to get interviews with the hot. Do you know how many people wanted to interview Tony?
Mm,
A lot. Once people figure out who she was and that she was Peter's ex-girlfriend, a lot of people wanted to interview her. So the fact that she gave me that interview on GP, she didn't even know that I was gonna do. I gave all of my not super chats, cash apps that night to her dad, who's battling brain cancer. She didn't even know
mm-hmm.
that. That wasn't a selling point. She just knew that I was shady but fair and chose me over larger content creators. She said, I don't know exactly which ones, but it just I
I like that. I
it's
just want to
hard.
say, can I just say, I like that shady but fair. Like, you need to stamp that. Like, that's
You
your.
being
I feel like you're
shady.
the only person. No, no, no. You're the only person I hear say that. And you said it so many times as we've been live. I'm like, I like that shady but fair. I like that.
Well, I did kind of on one of my videos get on Jacqueline because when I reviewed the Carlos King interview with Jacqueline.
Hmm.
Mind you, guys, go check out that interview. It was a
I
really
need
good
to check. I
interview.
haven't. That was on my list today, and I didn't get a chance to check it out yet. But I am. I'm going.
Uh,
I'm going to check it out.
Scotty wants to know, Jamie be forgetting we got each other's numbers. I'm gonna send you a text, child. I'm gonna be there
Yeah,
twice.
send me a text. I'm gonna text you right now.
Some curse words.
Not no cuss words.
Oh.
What's the
So
dates? End of April.
yes, she said that to Carlos King, and that was one of those things where I was like, okay, now Jacqueline, not too much, because I think Carlos King's mantra is he's the king of the king of reality, something like that.
Yeah, King of Reality TV. I
I think
think.
like the king of reality or something like that. So I was like, don't be trying to give him any ideas about my mantra, because that's what she told Carlos, something like, Carlos, I really like you. You're shady, but you're fair. And I was like, and that was at the start of the interview. I was like, wait, what are we about to do here, Jacqueline? Again, I still support Jacqueline. Um, Knowing some of these people outside of this space, YouTube, television, and stuff like that, I get it. And she's in media now. I get the interview. I'm just letting you guys know, and any smaller content creators who are trying to get into this business, you're gonna have setbacks like this.
Yeah.
And much like what I did, you can't live in the space of, okay, I'm down and I'm out. You move on to, let me pivot, let me see what else I can give my subscribers. So again, that interview may come, it may not come. If it comes, it would have to be with the caveat that I'm going to be able to give my subs something that they haven't already received. So those are
Hmm.
conversations that I can't even think about having now, because I'm thinking about my sister and my grandmother.
Yeah.
So if you're just coming into the chat, please hit the like button. We have gone over 1 week in my life that involved the passing
A
away of
lot.
a 2-year-old, my grandmother dying, my sister going back to the hospital, me getting an endorsement deal, me potentially maybe losing a major interview that I had already told you guys I was going to have. It's a lot.
It is a lot. But you're still
It's
pushing.
still proud of you.
I'm
I'm not
still
gonna stop
here.
grinding. I'm
I
definitely.
understand it though. I understand the reasoning. Especially, your sister going back into the hospital, and you just never know, with the ups and downs. Like, I think it's awesome that you're able to be able to make, YouTube being able to help out like she do, girl, to take care of some things. I'm sure that's a small stress, not a whole lot, but a small stress reliever.
Yeah, it definitely is. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I will take some time for myself. I will tell you guys this. She was released today. She was
Huh.
released from the hospital today. So
How is she?
that's she's in good spirits. As well as can be expected. Because guys, if you're not accustomed to being sick and now you've been sick for like several months,
Mm-hmm.
it's not easy. It's like a whole mindset that you have to get into. And just like I've had ups and downs, hers have been worse than mine. Because you
Mm-hmm.
got to hear about your grandmother passing away in a hospital bed.
Yeah.
So I see you guys saying I need to trademark it. I have a lot of stuff to do. I haven't even done my taxes. I haven't done my taxes.
You
There's a
got
lot
time.
of business stuff that I need to do, but working a real job, working YouTube and being there for my family is really taking my time. As
Mm-hmm.
my sister's health progresses and things like that, then I can, let go of some of this stuff. I'll start focusing on stuff after the funeral. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I need a minute. But you guys will still
Mm.
see me. I am still grinding. I love being here with you guys. All of my 50-plus-year-old women who wore me out this past Wednesday, I love you for it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys
That's
really,
funny.
you don't know how you made my day. And then they started calling themselves the Juicy Crew. Uh
Oh, go ahead then.
the Juicy Crew. I would love to add Miss Karen Huger to my Juicy Crew list if she's out there.
Child.
Miss Huger, you hold a special place in my heart. She
Come
is
on, Miss
59 and
Corn.
fine, out here living her best life.
Now, don't know that picture look a little different than that one. Now go back. Now, wait a minute now.
Oh no, that was Juan's mistress. This is Karen.
A bit.
Juan.
Girl, what? Oh wow.
Yeah, so that was my week. It was really important for me to have somebody up here with me, just because that was a lot. I'm gonna start doing more stuff like with behind the scenes stuff, giving you guys a look inside what actually goes on. It's a
Mm-hmm.
whole lot of calls to be made. There's PR. Like I don't even have a machine behind me yet. Some of your bigger content creators have those machines. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the ones who know like SEO and all that kind of stuff. Right now, I'm
Sure.
basically a one man show. I did have when I found out that I could get the interview with Jacqueline. Like I said, I did get the PR person um to draw up everything that I needed to send over to Bravo. Um, I will say that I heard from somebody that Candace had seen one of my videos, so that was a big. I love Candace.
I know.
I would love to someday get an interview with Candace and Chris.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
maybe a
That'd be
joint interview.
good.
We'll all have
That would be
drinks, like drink champs.
that would be
That would be
nice.
no holds barred.
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
fun for real. That would be real good. I think that would be a really good interview.
I feel like the sky's the limit for my channel. Like that,
Absolutely.
the interview thing or whatever. Again, I would love to work with Carlos too. Um, the interview thing probably would not have like felt. It probably would not have impacted me the way that it did
Mm-hmm.
if it were not for what I already had in the back of my head from my sister. And I just had that really good live where we talked about some real stuff. I think Autumn in LA came into my chat and she was like, "What did I walk in on? Y'all are going deep." Because we were talking about trans and how people feel like they can't ask any questions. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm a person, I don't care about getting canceled. What are you going to cancel? What else can you do to me? And nothing. That's
Mm.
why the honest to God truth, why I don't care about getting canceled, guys, because there's really not much else that could happen to me in my real life. I'm going through real stuff. So we
Mm-hmm.
can have those talks. I can bring on a trans person. And I'm pretty sure I had people on that panel who'd never actually spoken to a trans person
Mm-hmm.
having their first conversation with the trans person and having like a meeting of the minds. That's what my channel is. You never know what you're going to get. It could be some charity stuff one day. It could be me reading the dog shit out of somebody the next. It could be me telling you about some behind the scenes conversations that I had with some Bravo celebrities. Shit, I damn near felt like uh I was like when I heard Jacqueline's interview with Carlos, and I kind of pieced together that she was receptive to maybe mending something with her lifelong friend. I wouldn't have been mad. I would have facilitated it, given me the option. We
Yeah.
could have facilitated it on this channel. So you never really know what the people confessions of a mistress, anything. I used to do a Confessions of a Mistress series very, very, very early on, and people would come on and tell me all their business. I don't know if I could stay monetized. That was before I was monetized, and it was
Mm.
no holds bars. And somebody was, let's just say, getting it in a lot, and came on and told us about all of their partners, the
Oh
ones that were married,
my.
the ones that weren't. It was my early channel was it was out there. It was a good time. What do you
My.
think? You think I
I
have
did not
confessions of
know
a
that.
video vixen out here for nothing?
I
I
thought so. Portia's out there for
no,
nothing.
no. Everything on these stuff is something that I've read, something that has resonated with me.
Oh.
Hear no
Ah.
evil, see no evil, speak no evil. The Portia confession, Portia's was a confession. Anyway, Jamie, this has been a lot, friend.
It has.
If you
It
have not
has.
if you have not seen this video from the beginning, I suggest actually watching it all the way through, because it gives you some real insight
Hmm.
into somebody who everybody thought was just, you know, I guess having a ball with life, living life like nothing was going on, like I had no issues, but I'm pretty sure that y'all have some of these same issues. Real talk. And I know
Hmm.
you come to my channel for escapism, but another reason to come to my channel is you can actually DM me. I try to answer all my DMs as long as it's nothing nasty. I have gotten some nasty DMs recently. Please do not send me anything nasty. You know, I'm a virgin and my temple has not been defiled yet, and I will be keeping it that way.
Okay.
Just why was I in such like a dark space that in Louisiana at the at Chick-fil-A they gave me this and it actually made my day?
Oh. Did it come with a coupon?
No, I
Child.
paid full price. It says thank you for sharing your day with us, and it was just
That was
attached to
nice
my thing.
though. They could have put a little token of a free French fry or something, but that was really nice.
Some
It's
ice
more than sub,
cream.
right? A little
Uh,
cone would have been nice. You know. At least you got a message though, because a lot of people don't give it. They not gonna go the
what do
extra
you
mile.
what do you have going on? What's your next video?
What is my next video? I don't know what I have going. Um, I'm trying to think. Give me a
Are you
second.
reviewing Escape?
I am. I just went live about Escape, about Tasha's husband's alleged mistress coming out and talking. You know, I'm watching. Thank you so much, Brittany. Appreciate that. I'm
Nobody
watching.
mentions my hair.
Nice hair. We like it. It's the no hair, but you know, we like it either way. Okay.
Okay.
Have you seen that new show with Evelyn? Well, you probably, I know you had a lot going on. You probably haven't gotten a chance to see it, but it's on Peacock. It's a good show. The Queen's Court,
Where
with a
they
few of the ladies.
are faking it till they make it, because you can't tell me that two people getting engaged now, y'all, just because I was in Louisiana does not mean that I wasn't telling my family what was going on in the mess.
You think they
Yes.
faking?
Why are you doing a dating series where you tell the winner of the series, and you guys, let me tell you guys some behind, do I want to do
I
this in a
didn't like
video?
that.
I'm trying to think, should I do this? No, we could do it now. It's okay. Evelyn, y'all know I like a deep dive. Evelyn's new boo, you knew he had to be rich because she ain't dating no broke. um, he's in marketing and brand building.
Mm.
So you go on a dating reality show, you get you a woman who has made her way through every major league in the US, and now you purposefully get engaged on the same day as Tamar, the day that the show airs.
Okay. I have some things about that I like to say. Okay.
Okay.
So Tamar got engaged on the show. I have not finished the episodes yet. I'm still on episode 1. But Tamar got engaged on the show. Evelyn got engaged on her birthday, which was like in December of last year.
Okay.
And People Magazine, from what I saw, it looks like People Magazine was releasing, because they had most of the photos and more intel on the proposal. So it was released the day of by People. And then later on that day, they just dropped Tamar. It's like, here you go, girl. Like, we just gonna bring you this paper plate. Like, here you go. Girl, why you ain't get yours released through People? It was just like dropped out there, like out of nowhere. Like, oh, in case y'all didn't know, she also got engaged. But my thing is, could y'all give us, first of all, I have a lot of feelings
Mhm.
about this show. It's really good just off of one episode. But why are y'all releasing why are y'all releasing the tea before we even see the first episode? It's giving publicity. We want more promo. Let's drop this. But also with Peacock, why are y'all not releasing the episodes every week versus dropping them all? We love a good binge, but
They
why
dropped
didn't
them
y'all do
all.
that? They dropped them all.
Let me tell you, okay, that adds another element, right? If they feel like the show isn't what they thought it was going to be,
Mm-hmm.
right? Hear me out. If they feel like the show isn't going to get what they thought it was going to get in ratings or, in subscriptions, why not drop them all? And you can't release that kind of information about a show without the show approving it. So
Mm.
maybe they did some focus groups and nobody was that interested. Um, I can tell you some more behind the scenes tea.
Do tell.
Everybody thought that it was the RHOP that was getting everybody's stuff taken down, right? All the Instagram
I
people,
remember
all that stuff.
that.
It was
Yeah.
not. It was this show.
You are lying. Are
Mm-mm.
you
It was
serious?
this show that got all those people who got their stuff taken down. It was about this show.
How, they don't even correlate. Like, they don't. How is that? That's crazy.
I'm telling
That's
you, I know
wild.
for a fact that it was everybody releasing stuff prior to when Peacock wanted it released. They got all their stuff taken down.
Oh,
I told you I was gonna be some behind the scenes stuff.
well.
So to me, that says the show isn't what they thought it was gonna be. They probably had a nice sized budget to get Tamar and Evelyn. And why not garner more publicity by
Hmm.
releasing the fact that two of the people are engaged from the show? You would never want that. There's clauses in these contracts that stipulate that you can't leak any of that. People Magazine cannot leak an engagement giving you the end of a reality show.
Mm.
My question is, what happened to poor Nivea?
Listen, poor Nivea makes poor choices. Mm-mm. Mm.
You were there with me, right? You were at the party with me with Nivea, or did you leave before she got there?
I left before she got there.
Y'all, Nivea
Yeah.
was at this party with me, and I don't know if she just didn't want to be bothered with the people at the party or what,
Or was she
but
there?
she was there. I don't know if you left before she got there or not, but she was
Go
at
ahead,
the party.
finish. I'm wondering because it was some ladies in the corner, so I don't.
She was in the corner. What she did was there was like a kind of like it's not a bar, but it was like a big piece of nice furniture, like from Pottery Barn. Like it has drawers and stuff in it. And this was in the main living room. It had about this much space between the wall. Can you guys see? It had about this much space between the wall and this big piece of furniture that extended longer than my arms.
Mm.
Nivea got behind that. And that's where she stayed for the whole party.
Wait, 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 wait. So the
I
TV
love
is
Nivea.
here. So the TV, you remember
Wait,
where I was
TV is over
sitting,
there. TV's over
right?
there. They had like the piece of
The
furniture there, and
couch
I think that,
against the wall.
yeah, there was a couch against the
She
wall,
was
and
in that
then
corner by the TV.
not by the TV, but okay. So the couch is here. Then there's that big piece of furniture. She was behind the furniture, closer to the kitchen, and that's where she stayed the whole night.
Yeah, she got
I
there
love
after I left.
Nivea.
Wow.
She had people cracking up at the party.
Listen, that party had people in there. You hear what I say? I hate I couldn't stay longer. I had to get my bestie back to her car. I was so like bothered. I was like, dang, how we pay? We left her car at Piedmont Park. I'm like, how we leave her car? Like we left it there. I had to pass Piedmont Park just to get there. I'm like, dang, I should have just had her pick her car up. But it was like but I've never been, I don't think I've ever been to a party like that. A house party. The house was
Oh.
decked the hell out. It was like they still had a Christmas tree up. Like, girl, I hate I had to leave. Hi, Jacqueline. Oh my.
Hey.
She peeped in. What's going on? Yeah.
So guys, yeah, like I told you, Jacqueline has a new podcast. Definitely check it out.
The besties chat.
She's doing some new endeavors. People are saying hey to her in the chat. So yeah, it's been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of a week.
It has been. I need another one of those parties. I think you could use one too. One of these.
Who
Probably
did I
around
take
the
with me to that
summertime.
party? I literally crashed. I didn't crash. I was invited, but I crashed the party with Jamie, Storm, and House of Aaron. And Jamie's best friend, who was hilarious. Nivea popped in. You never know what you're gonna get at that house. A lot of people just like pop in and out. Typically, they don't hide behind the furniture like Nivea, but
they was on the floor, baby. I said, okay. They was playing it. Was it? I think it was Renaissance. I think they was going through the whole. Baby, they was on the floor. I said, okay, this is lit. It's like late in the morning, and they is cutting up. This is nice, nice, beautiful home. I want to go back.
I'm trying to
It
think.
was a vibe.
I don't know that I'll be back in ATL anytime soon, but yeah. So when are you doing your SWV review?
Probably Monday. You know, I do my watch along for my patrons, so it'll probably be coming out on Monday after I do my watch along. Got some videos I'm gonna drop tomorrow. You know, I like crime stories a lot, so I'm probably gonna drop some crime stuff. If it's in the capacity. Tomorrow, my fiance's birthday is coming up, so we're doing some stuff this weekend. So I just gotta see where I can fit things in. But yeah.
Somebody said, was Nivea scared? Why was she in the corner? I don't know why she was in the corner.
I think she could have been tired.
There was chair. I was sitting on the there's like a big island. I was just sitting on the island. I don't know why. There was chairs available, couches. I don't know.
It was.
She is naturally funny. She makes for good television because that's really who she is. So she came in and I think she had like bright orange hair. It was either bright orange or bright yellow. Not gold, not blonde, but gold. It was, I can't remember, but it was like a neon hair and she came in like an all black cat suit. Like, like what's
Okay.
not leather. What's like the shiny?
Like
Nivea made an
sequins
intro.
or something?
No, like shiny leather.
Oh, pleather,
It-
pleather.
I don't know. It was shiny, and
Pleather,
her hair
right?
was her hair. It was real tight, and she was giving the people a show. She really is who she is on television, though. Like her everything that latex. Yeah, she had on like a
Thank
latex
y'all. That was hard.
cat suit. It was a good time.
Listen, I was with Brittany. I was finna say plastic too. I'm like, well, what was it? Plastic?
Maybe introvertish. She was talking to people. I mean, but I guess when you go into spaces, Well, no, because other celebrities came through. I don't know what that was about, to be honest with you. And nobody at those events harass people because those people are like
Mm-mm.
connected. So people come through all the time. The
Yeah.
one person that was at one of his parties was that dude who said that they spun me around like a tornado girl. He just popped up at one of the parties. You remember a few years ago there was
I
this
do. I'm
guy.
trying to remember his face, but I remember those
He looked like
words.
Shamar. He had on like pink
I'm
and
gonna
purple
hang up.
hair.
I'm gonna hang up.
And he said, spun
Not you
me
done
around
said
like
somebody looked like Shamar.
he looked like Shamar. Phil says, Mims, thank you for sharing. Blessings to you and your family. And there's anyone who can put a smile on your face is Jamie. We love you both. Thank you, Phil. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you. Love you guys back.
Y'all, to be honest with you, I haven't even cried yet. I don't know that I have it in me yet. You know what I mean? I've just
Hmm.
been still on the go. So my aunt
Still
asked me,
processing.
yeah, my aunt asked me yesterday if I would be a pallbearer. And I'm like, of course, I don't really know what pallbearer does, but I'll definitely, be that and stuff like that.
I believe they just, carry the casket, out of the church. I'm not sure if there's anything additional, but I believe they, when it's time, they carry it
Mhm.
out and.
Pizza Burger. That was his name.
Pizza. Let me look. Pizza burger.
You don't remember? You don't remember Pizza Burger?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I remember that saying, but I don't remember.
Well, no
Noted.
forward.
Done. Done. Noted. Noted.
Guys,
Done.
and I guess the police was trying to do a stop point. The man said, no, not today. And they began to race behind each other like cats and dogs. The police also got behind the
you
I remember. Now he just popped up. I see why you said Shamar, but I was still shook about why you said Shamar. A lot of people may not know who Shamar is, though.
Okay, well, yes, this was Pizza Burger, and he was like one of the people who really went viral. He popped up at my friend's house and just went downstairs because he has like a finished basement, and they just saw him sitting like he knew somebody at this party. Spun me around like a tornado girl. Uh, so Phil, thank you so much. And if there's anyone who could put a smile on your face, it's Jamie. We love you both. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. Somebody asked what happened. I just had a really rough week. If you haven't
Hmm.
like watched the whole video, definitely watch from the beginning. But from beginning to end, it was just incredible highs and lows. And I chose to come out and share these things with you because, maybe some of you guys are going through some of it. Let me
Hmm.
see. Shamar, I don't know.
Yeah, just type in Shamar. He gonna pop up like the first person, I think.
Shamar Moore popped up.
Uh-uh.
Shamar Moore got a baby, y'all.
Is Shamar Marco or something like that?
Oh, Shamar Marco. I'm no Shamar Moore just had a baby. I'm sure it was done um through artificial and I don't think he did the do with the lady to make that baby.
You don't think so?
No, allegedly.
Child. So you think it could have been like, shoot, I'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shamar, this is Shamarco. Congratulations. A baby is a blessing. This is Shamar. Can you see? Oh no, these are videos. Shamar is
Mm.
Instagram famous. He became Instagram famous when he started doing he was riding on a bike singing Nicki Minaj songs and he
Oh,
became
that's how he
famous.
got popped off. He be over
I
there
think he did it
fighting
the old
people and
fashioned
stuff.
way. I don't think he did it the old fashioned way.
Mm-mm.
But a baby,
Ooh.
congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah. Press.
Guys,
Congratulations.
this has been incredible. I'll be with Jamie. Rodney is not going on next week. He's going on the week after. So I'll be with Jamie Gabor and Rodney probably next Friday reviewing the Ultimate Girls Trip because the first episode drops.
Yeah, on Thursday, I believe. Yeah.
So this was, I appreciate you for doing this. This
Of
was a whole
course.
lot. Um, I,
I know.
I really do think that the Lord doesn't give you more than you can handle.
Right.
And I appreciate all of my friends. I appreciate my family. I appreciate all my subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys. I never thought that I could have had a YouTube channel. I never thought that people would choose to spend their time with me. We're almost 30,000 strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a good place to
Moving quick.
close.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for
And
being here.
follow Jamie at Jamie That's Me and Jamie That's Me Media. Me, Jamie, Gabor, and Rodney are doing a panel. We look forward to doing Ultimate Girls Trip, so make sure y'all watch it. I'll be live on Thursday evening reviewing it because it should have dropped by then. So see you guys. Good
Yeah.
night. Have
Have
a
a good
good
night, y'all.
weekend. Hug your relatives, kiss your relatives,
Mm-hmm.
let them know that you love them while they are here.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Have a good one, guys.